Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jeanette.
Brian, that
Yes.
question you had yesterday regarding that home,
Yes,
it is confirmed
that it's not?
that it is.
Okay, so I'll have to go check them out. I'm not sure if that's the home that I checked out originally. You originally gave me two, and one of the residents did not want windows because they already put new windows in. So I don't know if that's the same one. I thought it was on the next block over on Leonard, but it might be the same house. So I'll go check them out.
Okay. And
Thank
Frank,
you.
I have a list for you. I don't know if you've received the booklet yet for the Phase 819.
Got it yesterday.
Yay, good.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and email you the same documents I've been emailing the communities.
Okay.
Final call is September 30th.
My birthday.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good.
It'll be a good year to be 71.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Trying hard.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Jeanette, can you
Jeanette,
also send me that link you were talking about yesterday about explaining, for people how to get on and file a
Yes.
complaint and stuff like
Yes.
that?
I
Okay,
will
thank you.
definitely do that. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Jeanette,
Yes.
is there, I know the meeting's not on yet, but is there an edited version of this that we can make public? You know, the list, it's the glossy list that I just received in the mail yesterday. It's a great resource. And I was actually going to give mine to the library here, the Roden Library, to make it available to anyone who wants to see it. But then at the end, I read that Aaron doesn't want us to give it out to the public. I understand there's addresses in there, but it would be nice if we could make something like this available that we could drop off at the local libraries.
I know the only worry is, we don't want to run into the issue where there's false contractors going out there door to door and impersonating.
We haven't started yet.
Hi, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Good morning,
Hi, guys.
Ralph.
Good morning.
I didn't think of that aspect of it, but you're right, Jeanette.
Aha. Hi.
Hi, Ralph.
I'm
There you
here.
are. I was just asking you a question about a thing I got in the mail.
What you got?
What do I got? I don't know if you got one, so I'm sure you did, but Aaron sent me this very nice
Yes,
block.
I did get that. I just opened it right now. It showed up yesterday, last night.
Mine too. Special delivery, COD. I don't know, it cost me $14 to accept it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
Mine was free.
Yeah, you get your bill.
It's a nice booklet.
It is.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got 5 minutes. I'll start right on time, I think, if we have a quorum.
Do not. We're still waiting for a few more.
Okay. So I think I'll just leave my speaker on.
Okay. Can you guys hear me clearly? Because my headphone gave out. I just want to make sure you can hear
I
me.
can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Perfect.
Ralph, you're making me dizzy there. I feel like I'm on a Ferris wheel.
I'm trying to set this phone. All right, I used to have to do it like this.
There you go.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
That looks good enough.
Okay, I have like a little phone stand, but it's the phone standing upright and it won't hold. If I put it sideways, my little stand will work, but that's right. I leaned it on my computer. So it's just me, you, and Jeanette here, huh?
Brian is on. We're waiting for Alderman Chester. Brian.
Frank is on, Ralph.
Yes, Frank.
Okay.
On.
Hi guys, I'm a resident that just moved to the area. Is it okay if I sit on the meeting, or is this not where I should?
Sure.
I was thinking of applying for some sound insulation in my house.
Okay, you can stay on the meeting. There's a section in the agenda where it's comments from the audience. At that point, Chairman Sorcy will call on any comments from the audience. You can also send a note via chat if you have any questions, but that's the section of the meeting where comments and questions are addressed.
Okay, and there's an application online?
There is not an application online for sound installation unless you're eligible. So we can look up your address if you just want to send me a chat of your address, and I can have the program office look that up for you.
Okay, awesome. I'll send it to you now.
Okay, perfect.
Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good, hanging in there.
Same with me. Hanging around the old ranch doing nothing.
Chairman, we're just waiting on one more and we'll have a quorum.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Chairman.
Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we can.
Yes,
Okay, it's now 9:30. The Residential Sound Installation Committee meeting will now come to order. Can we first have a roll call, please?
Bensonville,
Here.
City of Chicago 41st Ward,
here,
Des Plaines, Melrose Park,
Here.
Norwich,
Here.
Park Ridge,
Here.
Rosemont,
Here.
and Schiller Park. We have a quorum.
Okay. So, I would like to get a motion to approve the May 13 meeting minutes. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we vote? Well, then I'd like to
I'll
get
make a motion to
and-
approve the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Can we get a roll call vote?
Yes. Bensonville,
Yes.
City of Chicago 41st Ward,
yes,
Des Plaines, Melrose Park,
Here, yes.
Norwich,
Yes.
Park Ridge,
Yes.
Rosemont,
Yes.
and Schiller Park. Thank you.
Okay, the minutes are approved. Next, we'll move on to the odorous window update. Will that be Doug or?
No, Chairman, good morning. It's Aaron. I'll do that.
Hi, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. I didn't see you there.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
So let me give you some quick updates. Since last we met, the Illinois General Assembly has modified the odorous window statutes again. Remember that a year ago, in June of 2019, the General Assembly passed a law attached to the state budget bill. They created a residential sound insulation program advisory committee. That was the state's desire to create a committee to take a look at the odorous windows and help solve that problem or provide direction to the CDA. And at the same time, they also provided a mechanism for state funding through IDOT, which was a portion of the aviation jet fuel sales tax. That money a certain portion of it will be collected by the state and will be set aside to help pay for the replacement vinyl windows that are needed for O'Hare and Midway. So that was last June. In December, they modified the statute. And then 3 months ago in June of 2020, the General Assembly modified the law again. In this year's modifications, the General Assembly said, added a sentence that says all administrative support will be provided by the Chicago Department of Aviation, which means my office. So now we are providing support to the O'Hare Commission, the Midway Commission, and this new Residential Sound Insulation Program Advisory Committee. The good news is we had our first public meeting via Zoom last week. There are 5 members of the committee. 2 of them are City of Chicago employees. 1 is an employee of IDOT Division of Aeronautics. And there are 2 affected homeowners that were appointed by the Illinois Secretary of Transportation. The 5 of them met last week. We met for over an hour. That was great. It was a little bit of meet and greet and just a review of all the changes that are in the state statutes as to the purpose of the committee and what were their priorities. So we had a great meeting. And so we are now planning additional meetings this fall. I think generally that committee would like to meet at least monthly for the fall, essentially September, October, November at a minimum. If we can squeeze it in an extra meeting, we may do that. The committee, as you know, was created by state law over a year ago. And so those 5 people are ready to go to help start making some policy decisions for the CDA. And that's great. We are certainly, ready to commence that work. On the contractual side, there are a couple of things I want to update you. So in the spring, we did receive a grant from IDOT with that aviation jet fuel sales tax money. The grant was in the amount of $9 million. It covered 2 fiscal years. That money is for reimbursement. It's not like they give us money up front. So we continue to accrue costs in terms of customer service for homeowners who do report odorous window problems. As we've talked about in full commission, we have not been in people's homes since March due to the pandemic. We are working on a protocol for all things sound insulation, whether it's new homes, odorous homes, homes with mechanical problems, you name it. We are working on a protocol to implement health and safety measures to resume work in the homes and then go back and recommence odor inspections. And then we've still got a few mechanical problems to fix as well. That being said, the grant money is in place for odorous windows. We are working on our first reimbursement, and the committee, the State Residential Sound Insulation Program Advisory Committee, will be helping us with the sequencing of homes so that we can determine how many homes are in the first construction contract and what is the order of priority. There are, one of the things in the state statute is the committee, is supposed to recommend a prioritization of the homes. Is it first come, first serve? And what does that mean? So once we know that sequence, we'll be able to count the homes, count the affected doors and windows, and prepare bid quantities, go out to bid, and get a construction contract in place. I think that's about it. The committee's formed. We have some funding in place. So construction contracts for new odorless windows. In the meantime, the city is working on a separate contract for mechanical repairs. As we've talked about, when Sound Solutions went out of business, they had thousands of homes under warranty. Some of the homes had odor problems, some of the homes had mechanical problems, and some of the homes had both. If the home was mechanical, meaning there were repairs or warranty service needed for mechanical issues associated with the doors and windows, in some cases, we have already done the work. We had a fairly decent backlog. We've caught up most of the way and got all of the critical items needed for safety, security, or water infiltration, meaning water leakage. We got all of those addressed right away. There are a few other homes, I believe 42 total between O'Hare and Midway, that are on a waiting list. But the good news is we've gone out to bid with a new city contract, which is competitively bid. Bids are due to the city at the end of the month on September 30th. Once we find the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, we will make a recommendation of award, get that contract awarded, and we do plan to initiate additional mechanical repairs this calendar year because that is separate funding. There's funding for OMP sound installation, there's funding for odorous, and then there's separate funding that the airport is going to provide for the repairs of all of these mechanical deficiencies still under warranty.
Aaron, did we have a number on the amount of houses that need mechanical work?
Yeah, right now we have a waiting list of, I believe it's 42.
So this 40.
Doug,
Okay.
can you chime in for me? How many of the, did you tell me it was 8 or 10 homes of those are O'Hare and the balance is Midway?
Yes, it's 10 homes O'Hare and the balance is Midway.
Yes, Chairman. So 10 homes on the waiting list for O'Hare. But again, we anticipate having a new contract at the end of the fall. So today's September 9th. I'm going to say within about 2 months, we should have, or by Thanksgiving, we should have a new contract awarded. And then we'll be able to contact those homeowners, go in the homes, assess what's wrong, and then have a contractor on call in order to provide service.
So the 9 million should be able to cover everything? Is that just for
No, so that's
odorous?
a good point, Chairman. So that's correct. That's only for odors. The OMP sound installation is the funding we've had for years, which are the FAA grants and the PFC charges and the airport bonds. The odorous windows, we will pay initially, and we will get reimbursed with the state funding from the aviation jet fuel sales tax. And then the other funding for mechanical repairs will come from the airport operating budget. So 3 different sources of money to solve 3 different problems.
Thank you for that.
Chairman, that completes my report on that item. Are there any questions?
If none, we'll move on to the RSIP O'Hare Phase 17 and 18 status.
All right, Doug, why don't you go ahead and walk them through your progress reports.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen here to pull that up. All right, so the first report I have here is Phase 17. I'm going to try and enlarge this a little bit. Well, maybe that's too much.
No, I think that's good, Doug.
Okay.
As long as you're willing to scroll back and forth.
Yep. So anyway, this report here, there's really a lot of this data on here is from a couple construction contracts that were complete a couple years ago. So I want to concentrate on this center column here for Chicago Historical, just to give you an update of where we are on all of that. So as a reminder, we had 132 homes enrolled. We have this enrollment participants to date row here. So for this Chicago Historical, we had 132. There were 38 homes that did not enroll for that program now. So down here, this advertised for bids section here, we had identified the second quarter of 2022 to go out to bid. We actually did go out to bid on June 17th. And there were some questions from bidders. So there were some responses issued in an addendum to those bidders. And that included answers to their questions and a couple changes to the specifications themselves. So this next row here, bid openings, I have listed on here third quarter 2020. The actual bid opening date is scheduled for September 17th, which is next Thursday. So we hope to get some good bids on that date.
Do we have a number of contractors involved yet?
Well, there were 4 companies who participated in the pre-proposal conference. So we don't know
Okay.
who's actually going to submit a bid, but hopefully we'll get some good bids on September 17th.
Okay, another question. So the historical properties in Chicago, the 38 that refused, will they get another chance to get on the program, or?
Yes, they've actually been re-invited to phase 19, and I'll point out some numbers when we get to the phase 19 report.
Yeah, Chairman, that's on the left side of your screen. If you take that 38 and go over to the left, you can see did not enroll, invited to phase 19.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Okay, so one other thing I wanted to point out for these historical homes is this 132. We actually, I'm sorry, I don't have this updated here. Or maybe I pulled up the last month's report. I did. I pulled up last month's report. Anyway, the only change down here is in contract number 3, this 131 is actually down to 130. So up here on the home inventory completed to date, we did 132 home inventories, but since that time, 2 homeowners told us they do not want to participate. So we actually have 130 homes included in this solicitation.
Okay.
So that's really the only updates for phase 17. Does anybody have any additional questions?
No questions.
Okay, all right, so I will pull up phase 18. Hopefully I have the correct report. Okay, yes, so this is September 9th. I'm going to enlarge this. There's a lot more data here on this one. I'm gonna just move this up a little bit. Okay, so for phase 18, we do have some additional corrections right here in this column. Actually, I should go up one. We have the resolution numbers. There were 529 homes included in the resolution. We have some corrections since then, homes that for one reason or another were multi-unit or single unit. And we have these identified in here. So Bensonville, there was 1 correction. So currently there's 94 homes in Bensonville. Chicago, 3 homes came off the list, so there's actually 140. Des Plaines has 38. Norwich has 1. Park Ridge has 7. Rosemont has 9. Schiller Park, there were 2 corrections in there, 2 additional homes, so there's 109 in Schiller Park. Wooddale has 55 homes. Unincorporated Cook County has 20 homes, and there were 2 corrections in unincorporated DuPage County, so there's 4 homes there. So the enrollment deadline is listed on here. We had that enrollment of January 2020. Currently, this next row down here, participants enrolled to date, so that's 402. And I should point out the next row here before I slide to the right. Did not enroll, so all of these homes, 125 homes, were re-invited to phase 19. So
Doug, I want you to go through those from left to right so that everybody knows how many are in 18 and how many are in 19.
Yep. So this participants enrolled to date, the 402, I'm going to go through here. Starting with Bensonville, we have 72 homes enrolled and 22 that are re-invited in phase 19. Chicago has 105 enrolled and 35 for phase 19. Des Plaines has 25 enrolled in phase 18 and the other 13 are invited to phase 19. Norridge has 1 enrolled for phase 18A. Park Ridge has 45 homes enrolled and 12 additional that are re-invited to phase 19. Rosemont has 5 enrolled, and the other 4 will get invited to phase 19, or I should say were invited to phase 19. Schiller Park has 86 homes enrolled, and 23 were invited to phase 19. Wooddale has 47 enrolled to phase 18, and the 8 additional were invited to phase 19. Unincorporated Cook County has 15 enrolled, and 5 were invited to phase 19. And unincorporated DuPage County has 1 enrolled to phase 18 and 3 additional to phase 19. So going down to the next row, home inventories completed to date. So this is 200 homes. This is kind of what Aaron mentioned a little bit earlier. We currently are not doing any appointments in homes. So this is the quantity of home inventories that we were able to complete before we stopped doing work in homes due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So in Bensonville, we have 37 homes that we completed home inventory appointments. In Chicago, we had 52 homes completed. In Des Plaines, 21 completed. Norridge, 1 completed. Park Ridge, 38 completed. Rosemont, 4 completed. Schiller Park, we had 81 home inventory appointments completed. Wooddale, we had 38 home inventory appointments completed. Unincorporated Cook County, we had 9 complete, and unincorporated DuPage County, we were not able to do that 1 home yet. So this next section here, there is a little bit of an update since the last time we met. We wanted to break up these 402 homes into 2 construction contracts. So we have solicitation documents prepared for 225 homes on the first one. So the 225, we were able to complete home inventory appointments. So that information is available and ready for a construction contract. And we do have an allocation of all of those homes included in that first phase. So I kind of want to go through this real quick so you're aware how many are going to be in this first construction contract. So Bensonville has 32 homes in that contract. Chicago has 47 homes included. Des Plaines has 12 homes included. Norridge has 1 home included. Park Ridge has 18 homes included. Rosemont has 3. Schiller Park has 71 included. Wooddale has 35 included. Unincorporated Cook County has 6, and none for unincorporated DuPage County. So the balance of the homes is 177. Sorry, I have a correct error here. It says 175, but that is actually 177. And the balance of the homes are distributed across the communities. Those we will not be able to actually draft a solicitation package specifications until we get back into homes and conduct those home inventory appointments. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to those soon. That's it for phase 18.
So I want to take a pause just to let all of the committee members know, Doug and I, one of our big assignments of the week is to finish our COVID protocol and get that cleared by the city staff. It's important for all of you to know, if you get asked by your residents, are we going to do sound insulation during the pandemic? The answer is yes. I don't know about any of you, but I've had contractors to my home a couple of times in the last 6 months, and they had, face masks and shoe covers, and I had to sign paperwork. So that's sort of what we envision here. I have a regulatory deadline. I am required under the OMP record of decision to finish all of these homes by the time the runways are done. And that's currently scheduled for next December, which is December of 2021. There's no way that I can wait until we have a COVID vaccine next year and get all of phase 17, phase 18, and phase 19 done by next December. So right now we have no choice. We need to proceed, and Doug and I are working with my coworkers that are health and safety professionals, both at Aviation and the Chicago Department of Public Health, so that we can write a good protocol and share that with all of the homeowners. Once we get cleared to commence work in the homes again, all of the homeowners will be notified and all of our procedures will be transparent to them. We want them to feel comfortable. participation in the RSIP is their option, but we want all of you to know, yes, we do plan to proceed. And so if you get questions, please feel free to send them to the program office so that Doug's staff can answer any questions that they may have about the timing of their construction or the protocols that we plan to put in place.
Aaron, have you heard any feedback from any residents that may not want you to go in because they're concerned about the pandemic?
Doug,
Even though you are doing the
take that one.
PPE and everything else?
Well, we haven't talked to any residents about actual construction work, but we do have some people calling for odor inspection appointments, and some of them say that they're concerned with people coming into their home and wanted us to wait or have some procedures in place. So that's what we're working out right now. But most of the people are anxious to get things done. From what
Sure.
we're
Chairman, I anticipate those questions with regard to OMP sound insulation because we have not sent the letter to the homeowners yet saying, hey, we're ready to go. Here's our protocol. I anticipate those questions in the next few weeks, and we'll address those questions when we do receive them. I think the reality is we might be able to, put some people on hold for a few weeks, maybe a month or two, but not much more than that. Because I do not have, right, the FAA told us in 2005, right, everybody thought OMP was going to be done in 8 years by 2013. And right now, OMP is scheduled for completion at the end of 2021. And so after 15 years, right, we had the program on hold for a better part of 2 years because of odorous windows. We figured out that problem at the beginning of this year. We're ready to resume, and then bam, we get hit with the pandemic. We're just running out of time. And so that's why our best strategy is to figure out how do we do this work in a manner that's, healthy and safe for the homeowners and the workers, Doug's staff and the contractors. We want everybody to be healthy and safe, but we just don't have a lot of leeway left in terms of time.
Right, that's kind of on my mind, that concern. But okay, just bringing that up. I have a feeling that's going to cause, some people are going to be a little bit worried about that.
Yes, I think you're right.
Thank you.
Doug, anything else on phase 18?
No, I guess I should point out this advertised for bid date for this first contract. We have it listed on third quarter 2020, and that is the end of September. That's coming up soon. We're hopeful that that will go out to bid at the end of this month, but it might straggle into October, early October. But the Department of Procurement Services is making preparations for going out to bid. That was it.
Does anyone have any questions before we move on?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Frank here from Chicago.
Hi, Frank.
Hi. This is a general question for Aaron, I guess. Since we're under all these time constraints, and it's totally understandable and everything, one solution might be to just do this a little differently, Aaron. If somebody qualifies by the standards and you or someone from CDA goes out and approves it to be in the plan, and you count the windows and doors and whatever and come up in your head with a figure that would cover the cost of those according to the contracts that you have, would you be willing to commit to reimburse the homeowner if they sought out a contractor and the contractor did the same work and was subject to the same inspections and guidelines? And in this way, the customer could get their windows. They'd certainly have to pay more, but the CDA would reimburse them for the amount that the CDA would have spent had a different contractor done it.
Thank you for the question, Frank. Good morning. Unfortunately, no. For 25 years, the CDA has a policy where we do no cash transactions. And so that's not something that we're entertaining. We have hundreds of homes to do, and the city wants to be in control of the program. And so we don't want that amount of money. As a matter of fact, we don't want any money being exchanged. So that's just not something that's going to work right now.
Okay, fair.
Okay, if there's no more questions, I'd like to move on to here phase 19 status. Aaron, is that you?
Yes. So Jeanette, are you going to pull up the booklet or is Doug?
Oh,
Oh, we're going to do his report first. Let's do the report first and then we'll do the booklet.
oh, okay.
Is
All
that
right.
okay, Jeanette? Jeanette, you're on mute.
Sorry, Doug, if you don't mind, can you pull it up on your end?
The booklet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Doug, let's do your report first and then we'll do the booklet last.
All right. Okay, so here's the, I'm sorry, I have the wrong report. Sorry about that. Okay. I have the current report up here. I am going to zoom in a little bit. Is that legible?
Maybe one more, Doug. Maybe go like 90. Yeah, better.
All right, there's a lot of information on here. I guess Aaron will go over the booklet later, but I have on here the resolution. It had 1,131 homes in here. And across all of the communities, we had each home identified. And then similar to phase 18, we had a few corrections since then. And the current number of homes is 1,122. So I do want to kind of walk through those quantity of homes right now for each community. In Bensonville, there's 99 homes. Chicago non-historical, 405. Chicago historical, 39. So this is a little bit different than the phase 17 report had in there that had 38, but this 39 was the one additional home that was re-invited. The other homeowner said they did not want to participate at all. Des Plaines has 47 homes, Norridge 1 home, Park Ridge 222, Rosemont 31, Schiller Park 124, Wooddale 98, unincorporated Cook County 34, unincorporated DuPage County 22. So we did have some virtual homeowner briefings. Those occurred in mid-May. So those were conducted over GoToWebinar and call by cell. So homeowners had a chance to dial in by a telephone or connect via computer. During those homeowner briefings, we told people we wanted them to enroll by July 1st. We did not have 100% participation, which I'm not sure that we will get 100%, but we were hopeful we were going to get some good numbers. So this row here for enrollment deadline, we initially just said TBD because we weren't quite sure when we wanted to cut that off. We do have a hard date now that we want people to sign up by, and we want them to complete all of their paperwork by September 30th. We mailed a letter to all of the people who have not enrolled yet on August 25th to tell them we wanted them to submit an application by September 10th and complete all of their paperwork by September 30th. A lot of times when people submit an application, they follow up with some paperwork and they don't quite get all of the paperwork complete. So we usually give them a little bit of a buffer to do that. So that's why we want them to submit all of their paperwork by September 30th. So if
Chairman, Doug, let me interrupt for a sec. Chairman, that's important. Everybody's paperwork is due by September 30th if you want to get sound insulated for OMP. This is it. This is last call, all homeowners, and Doug's going to walk you through. We still have 834 homes that have not enrolled. We're in the last call for the entire OMP sound insulation program. 21 days. Very, very important.
That seems like a higher number than ever before. Is that, am I wrong?
I would agree. That's higher than I would like. If we could get that down to 500 enrolled and about 500 or 600 that did not enroll, I would say that that's fairly successful. We know over the years that some of these homes have been invited, not just once, but some of them have already been invited twice. but I think that 834 remaining is alarmingly high. And that's why I want to bring it to the committee's attention, because we have 3 weeks to get this done in terms of enrollment paperwork.
Right.
Doug, go ahead.
Okay, so this next row here, participants enrolled to date, I just want to point out that that includes, that means the homeowner submitted all of their paperwork and they actually have an executed agreement to participate. So these 288 are complete and ready to get their windows placed. So in Bensonville, there's 17 homes, Chicago non-historical 130, Chicago historical 3, Des Plaines 10 homes, none in Norridge. Park Ridge has 60, Rosemont has 6, Schiller Park has 28, Wooddale has 23, unincorporated Cook County has 6, and unincorporated DuPage County has 5. So I added another row here just for a little bit of additional information. So there are 71 homes so far who actually submitted an application, and we are in discussions with them to get them to submit and complete all of their paperwork. So 71 homes are distributed across the entire communities there. I don't think we need to read each one of those numbers. But that what Aaron was saying, this enrollment pending is really the critical number that we really want to reduce those amounts. So Bensonville has 82 homes there, Chicago 275, Chicago Historical 36, Des Plaines 37, Norridge 1, Park Ridge 162, Rosemont 25, Schiller Park 96, Wooddale 75, unincorporated Cook County 28, and unincorporated DuPage County 17. So just to give you an idea, we do, if let's say every home signed up, we think we would need to do all of this work in 4 construction contracts. So we were anticipating 3 construction contracts with 250 homes each, and the 4th one with 372 to round out the complete program year or phase. We hope we can go out to bid in that first set, that first contract in the first quarter of 2021, and other solicitations would follow once we're ready with that. I think those are the main highlights for phase 19.
Chairman, Ernie has a question.
Yes. Yes, Ernie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Aaron, this question is for you. I know the current letter that's going out indicates that the deadline for applications is September 10th. Are we going to be somewhat flexible on that? I understand that the September 30th deadline for submission of all paperwork is probably a hard deadline, but are we going to fudge on the 10th a little bit?
Yes, we are. So
Okay.
if you talk to any homeowner, just encourage them, get paperwork submitted, call the office, submit something with the intent of finishing the whole thing in 3 weeks.
Great. And
Yes.
then another question.
Our goal is to sound and slate as many homes as possible, but we need the homeowners to enroll and complete that paperwork.
Very good. And Jeanette, thank you for sending the information you sent yesterday. Aaron, the other question I have, and you may or may not know the answer. I've got 2 homeowners here who applied and then ultimately said no. Do we know the reason why? Because we sit here in Park Ridge and scratch our head, meaning the mayor and I and Alderman Mazuka and everybody else, and we don't understand why we are, we're at the bottom of the list of people who have utilized this program. And so any insight you can give me as to why 2 homeowners would have said yes and then ultimately came back and said no would be helpful.
Sometimes, Ernie, we do know. Sometimes they may say, we've got someone elderly living in the home and this is just not a good time with respect to their care. Other times they say something like, we just don't want anybody in our home right now. There are other times where they're non-specific. It sort of depends whether we're able to have a conversation with them, either on the phone or get it in email. When we are not able to have a conversation and it's simply a did not respond, we code that. We code a did not respond differently than someone who declines actively. So depending on the homeowner, we may have an indication as to why or why not with respect to why they declined.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions before we move on? Okay, so the next ONC residential
Well,
sound.
Chairman, we're not done. We still have the big ticket item of the day.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the thing. Oh yeah.
Correct.
Ready.
Correct.
Sorry.
So Doug or Jeanette, can one of you pull that up on your screen? So each of you should have received a booklet from my office. We mailed those on Friday via US mail. They should either be going to your office or your home, depending on what address we have on file for you. So I think there are 6 of you on the committee today. Can you let me know real quick who did receive versus did not receive their booklet yet?
Received.
Okay,
Frank received.
good,
Norwich received.
good.
Bensonville.
Aaron, I'll assume that it's been received, but it's probably sitting at City Hall, which means I'll go down and pick it up.
Okay. And Steve, how about you?
Yes, we received them.
And Brian, how about you?
Yes, Norwich received. Yes.
The other Brian.
Oh, sorry.
Jeanette, is Rosemont still on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great.
Sorry, I was muted. I got mine.
Okay, excellent. So what I want to do, Chairman, is just show you some of the maps per my transmittal memo to all of you. I don't want to publicize these addresses. We do have an online property, Doug, freeze there for a minute. We do have the online property locator on our website. So you are able to look up all of these dots on the online tool that we have. But I thought that these maps that show you the entire community are helpful to all of you. This is the 6th or 7th booklet we've produced in the last 12 or so years. And I think this one really helps see the big picture. All right, so here on page 1 of the booklet, you're seeing a blue dot for the location of every home left to be sound insulated. And believe it or not, that's over 1,100 dots. And you can see on the right-hand side per the resolution, and as Doug described in his report, the numbers have changed just slightly, but this is the distribution. So by far, the greatest number of homes remaining are Chicago, with over 400 homes in Chicago. Now, a few of those homes are in Ward 38, but I would say it's probably less than 10. The vast majority of those are in Chicago Ward 41, which is ironic since, you know, Ward 41 is the O'Hare ward. Number 2 on our list of eligible homeowners is Park Ridge at over 200. Schiller Park comes in number 3rd at over 100, and Bensonville is 4th at exactly 100 homes remaining. So what I want to do is just give you a quick overview of the maps. I know that all of you except Ernie have them in front of you, but I thought just for the purpose of the public record, just seeing these maps is helpful to all of you. All right, so Doug, let's go page by page and just highlight the map pages. I do not want to dwell on the address pages. There's the resolution. And attached to the resolution are the option packages for regular sound installation, multifamily homes, and historical homes. So Doug, fast forward to page 8, please. Okay, so zoom out just a little bit. Go down to like maybe 75. Yeah. So this is a location, we've got several pages of Bensonville. So Steve, here's the distribution for homes in the northwest portion of the village. These are essentially near Bussey and Foster. So you can see probably about 10 homes here. All right, let's go forward, Doug. This is the southwest side. This is Hillside Drive and Bussey, thereabouts on both sides of Bussey. And I would say this is probably closer to 25 or 30 homes scattered about. Keep going. This is the northeast. So this is the end of Hillside Drive. So just off the right-hand side of the page would be York Road. So just a few homes here. And you can see where in the bottom left, you can see the 65 DNL. So there are homes over there on Walnut and Hillside that are probably at a much higher DNL. Probably, I'm going to guess 67, 68, 69 DNL that really need sound insulation. But again, we always respect the homeowner's choice, but we do urge people to enroll for sound insulation. Okay, keep going. Skip all the addresses. Go back. One more. Okay, sorry. Yep. All right. So Frank, let's take a look at Chicago Northwest. So over here at Cumberland and Bryn Mawr, you've got some homes on both sides of Cumberland. On Gregory, this neighborhood over here at Cumberland and Bryn Mawr, you've got like condos on one side and 6 flats on the other. And then on the east side of Cumberland, we've got this 90 unit high-rise building right there at the southeast corner of Cumberland and Bryn Mawr. We very much want to get them enrolled. We have started the paperwork, so things are looking good there.
Got it.
Go
Got
ahead.
it. Thank you.
Here, Frank, we see on the top half of the page, there's the one home in Norridge. And on the bottom half, there are about 10 homes that are south of Lawrence, and this is in Chicago Ward 38. All right, keep going. Frank, this is really where the bulk of the homes are. This is in Chicago, north of the Kennedy and east of Canfield. You can see in the upper right hand, that's the Resurrection campus. And there are a lot of homes in this neighborhood. So it's on the east side of Canfield are the Chicago homes, on the west side of Canfield are the Park Ridge homes. But this is a neighborhood that's getting ready to get a new flight path in a couple of months, you know, for 9 Center. So I do hope that, you know, we're able to get a number of these homeowners enrolled in the next few weeks.
I've been drumming it into them, believe me.
That's great. Thank you, Frank. We appreciate
I've
that.
tried. I've
Yes.
tried, and I'll try again this week.
Okay, good. These are the Chicago homes on the south side of the Kennedy. This is between roughly Canfield and Oriole. So you can see they're kind of scattered about, but they're, you know, the homes that are really close over there on Orange and Seminole, those are very close to the flight path. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
And then this is, Frank, on both sides of Harlem. Some of these are historic homes east of Harlem, and some are non-historic, depending on their individual designation with the state of Illinois. But then everything west of Harlem, that's outside the historical district. So a fair distribution here. Certainly more between Canfield and Cumberland, but certainly, you know, a fair amount here east of Harlem as well.
Okay.
And in particular, go back, Doug, because that's a good example of block rounding. So Frank, on the right-hand side of the page, you can see some addresses on Hobart that are being block rounded outside of the noise contour in the bottom right. Those are the ones that are on the bubble, like they're block rounded with this contour. If that contour changes and it shrinks, those homes are not going to get block rounded anymore, because if the contour doesn't touch their block, there's nothing to block round. And so for all of you, for all of the homes that are on the fringe of the contour or outside the contour, those are really where you want to concentrate your efforts. The people inside the contour are clearly 65 and higher, but the ones that are block rounded, those are the ones at greatest risk of not getting enrolled and not getting sound insulation ever. All right, keep going. All right. Alderman Chester is not here today, but we do have a number of homes in Des Plaines. This is on the north runway. The bulk of the Des Plaines homes we did in the 2006 program year when I first started over 10 years ago. So there are some homes here that we are trying to pick up. There's a scattering. Pratt Avenue is essentially the flight path for the north runway, 9 left, 27 right. So there are, believe it or not, there are homes almost exactly on the flight path that are still not sound insulated. So if any of you talks to Alderman Chester, please let him know. There are probably 20 or 30 homes here that need sound insulation.
Aaron, I emailed him as well.
Okay, great. Okay, here's Park Ridge. So this is north of Higgins, between, let's call it Western and either side of Cumberland. So a few here. Ernie, I don't really know what's going on Western Avenue. The better part of that block, and they are very fortunate that that block rounding goes all the way up to Granville. I'm not sure what's going on with those homes on Western, but we've had, you can see the vast majority of that block did not enroll otherwise. So just keep that in mind.
It's why we scratch our head here, Aaron.
Yeah. And then here's the east side of Park Ridge between Fairview and Canfield. A decent distribution. There are homes on the top of the page, kind of on the right-hand side on Washington. There's a high concentration of homes right in a row on Washington. That kind of gets my attention, but the rest seem to be fairly evenly distributed. Now, again, we're opening a new runway on November 5th in about 8 or 9 weeks. As a matter of fact, we have a charting cycle tomorrow on September 10th, which means we're exactly 8 weeks out. That runway opens 8 weeks from tomorrow. So I really hope these folks enroll. Let's keep going, Doug. In Rosemont, Brian, we just have a few. You can see it's a fairly even distribution for homes north of Norwood and a few homes south of Norwood. Clearly the ones between Granville or just south of Granville, the ones on the northern part of the map are the ones that are getting block rounded. We understand that, some homeowners may want it and may not. But again, we're looking to sound insulate as many as possible. All right. Schiller Park is not on the call today, so I'll go quickly. This is essentially northwest of River and Lawrence. We just have a few in this area. Pretty good overall. Let's go on, Doug. And then here is a little bit farther south. You're seeing between Lawrence and essentially Montrose. Inside of the noise contour is on the left-hand side of the page. The dots on the right-hand side of the page are block rounded on Rose and Wesley. And then here is the south side of Park Ridge, closer to Irving Park. Again, inside the contour is on the north part of the page, and then a few homes, call it 7 or 8 homes, block rounded on the bottom part of the page on Judd and Scott. Okay, here's unincorporated Cook. Jeanette, I know Commissioner Silvestri is not on this meeting today, but here for the unincorporated portion, sort of between what I'm going to call Cumberland and Canfield, and generally north of Gregory, we have a decent amount of homes. Call that 15 to 20. Here is unincorporated DuPage. This is between Central and Wooddale Road. So not in Bensenville, not in Wooddale, but in this unincorporated pocket. We studied this very intensely, Steve, because we had a number of Wooddale homes that previously were unincorporated DuPage and recently got annexed into Wooddale. So we have given this a really good, thorough review because we wanted to make sure we captured the latest boundary lines for Bensenville, Wooddale, and DuPage County. And then here is unincorporated DuPage East. This is at Bussey and Bryn Mawr. There's about 10 homes southwest of there. And Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, go back, Doug. Bensenville is east of Bussey?
Yes.
Okay. And then I believe Wooddale would be west of this area.
Yes, for the most part. There are some homes west of Bussey, but for the most part, we are always.
Okay, good. Doug, keep going. Chairman, almost done. Here is Wooddale West. This is at the very far side of the contour. So you're seeing Wooddale Road on the right-hand side running north and south. So this is Wooddale Road and Foster. So you're seeing about 10 homes in this neighborhood. And you can see where the contour is tapering to the left and reaching the end point, which crosses over into the village of Itasca. And then here's Wooddale Northeast. This is still south of Foster, but it's east of where we just were. And Doug, keep going. Here's Southeast. So where the noise contour stops just north of Irving Park Road. So Mayor Police has always talked about the frustration of many Wooddale homeowners who live south of Irving Park Road. And that's because we use the south runway, 10 right, 28 left very seldomly. And so because there's so much traffic on 10 left and 10 center, that's why the noise contour pulls to the north of Irving Park Road. But a fair distribution here north of Irving Park Road and Wooddale.
That's it, Aaron.
Okay, Doug, that's the last of it.
I was sharing the screen.
Oh, okay, great. All right. So Chairman, that's the booklet. We could use.
Yeah, nice work on the booklet, guys.
Thank you. Thanks. Good job to everyone at Landrum & Brown and CMC Partners, because they all were, and Vildana especially. Vildana's on vacation this week. That's why she's not with us this morning. Good job to all of them. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of address verification. Thanks to all.
I can see that.
Vildana, check some individual addresses with your community development departments. Sometimes we have to reach out just to verify a specific fact for an individual home. So we hope you find that document helpful. Please do use that, and please help us increase enrollment in the next 3 weeks. We appreciate that. And Chairman, that completes our report.
Thank you. Great job, guys. It was really good. So the next ONC Residential Sound Installation Committee meeting will be November 18th, 2020, I assume by Zoom. So we'll get an email eventually from Jeanette. So does anyone have any questions on the committee? If not, before we adjourn, we'll move to comments from the audience if there is any.
We didn't get any.
Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. The Residential Sound Installation Committee is
Chairman,
now
you
been adjourned.
Have to roll call.
Okay, have a roll call, please. Thank you.
Bensonville,
Thanks, Aaron.
City of Chicago 41st Ward,
Yes.
Des Plaines, Melrose Park,
Yes.
Norwich,
Yes.
Park Ridge,
Yes and yes.
Rosemont,
Yes.
and Schiller Park. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Everyone. Have a good
Bye,
day.
everyone.
Bye. Have a good one.
Okay. Thanks
Bye,
again,
bye.
Aaron.